It has become axiomatic to say that there is no ethical consumption under capitalism. This is, I think, two separate tragedies. The larger tragedy, of course, is the reality of human exploitation that the axiom describes. In a capitalist society, you can't really do anything without causing harm. But the smaller tragedy is the axiom itself. To say there is no ethical consumption under capitalism is to insert distance between the self, that is, between me, a person who must consume under capitalism, and the reality of whatever ethical violation I am committing at the moment. I am wearing a shirt. Almost certainly that shirt was manufactured by a person in another country working in unsafe conditions for too little pay. How old was she? Does she hurt herself sometimes on the machines? It came to my house by way of a delivery driver who spends their working life in a truck that may not have air conditioning, chasing quotas that are far too tight, and, at least in some cases, pissing in bottles because there's no time to find a restroom that won't turn them away. And even this narrative is incomplete. How many people and how many warehouses touched this shirt before me? Who grew the cotton? Who wove the fabric? Who empties the piss bottles? My shirt is made from bad knees, repetitive stress injuries, missed lunches and angry spouses, scratches and scuffs and bruises and stress and tears cried quietly in supply closets. My shirt took years off of people's lives. It cost me $18. And in fact, every single thing I touch is a node in a vast web of connection between me and some unknowable number of workers who are being exploited by employers day by day who turn their bodies into wealth. So that I can stand here looking the way I look, countless people are being consumed. This is what "there is no ethical consumption under capitalism" covers over with a tidy idiom. Instead, let's tell the truth. Under capitalism, all consumption is the consumption of human flesh. It's an unsubtle maxim, but it's supposed to be. To reveal those filthy truths that we are ashamed to face is always unsubtle. Vulgarity is a bludgeon wielded against complacency. This, I think, is why Train to Busan is so unabashedly unsubtle. In the opening vignette, a truck goes through a quarantine checkpoint, strikes a deer, and the deer rises from the dead. And really that and the fact that the title includes the word train is all we need to understand basically the whole movie. It's zombies on a train. We're doing zombies on a train. But the thematic content of the film is no less upfront. Our main character is a fund manager who is cruel to his assistant and inattentive to his daughter. In a rare burn, Wikipedia even just refers to him as a fund manager whose wife left him because of his selfishness. He belongs to the character class Bad Father, which is shown to us with two grotesquely unsubtle tropes, the assistant gift and the missed recital. The movie is extremely clear that the real monsters are the capitalists. He is mean to a poor man and is called a bloodsucker. He uses his connections to find a safe harbor and abandons the other survivors to the zombies. A man he left to die because he, a capitalist, is callous and unfeeling, later saves his life and then calls him an asshole. The only person in the film worse than him is the only person more capitalist than him, the COO of the train company, who badgers and berates everyone, sending employees to die on multiple occasions, leaving innocents to be eaten just to protect himself, and ultimately literally pushing a subordinate in front of a zombie to save his own life. The zombies in Train to Busan are almost incidental. At every turn, the film tells us clearly, explicitly, as if explaining to a child, the monsters here are the capitalists. The evil here is in the capitalist. The zombies are here because of capitalism. We know this because this man, the man who has come to represent all of the miserable venalities of capitalism, receives a phone call about 2/3 of the way through from the assistant he has been abusing for the whole film. The assistant says, "Oh, by the way, this zombie virus has come from a lab that we funded with our capitalism dollars." There's no elegance to the metaphors here. Most of the characters have names, but why mention them? They're archetypes: fund manager, COO, working class guy, pregnant lady, child. This guy doesn't even get a name, he's just credited as homeless man. There is some character growth, but its purpose is to remind us that capitalism is bad. Train to Busan is viciously unsubtle through and through because it isn't really a film. It's a fable. Capitalism turned these people into zombies. But then, hasn't capitalism turned us all into zombies? After all, under capitalism, all consumption is the consumption of human flesh. As you may have guessed from the fact that this video is short, I made it as a part of a collaboration with my colleagues from the essay library. Internet Couch recommended Train to Busan to me, which I think may lead to me watching an unhealthy amount of Korean horror this spooky season. I, in turn, recommended a film to Kai after Kai. The film was Ernest Scared Stupid, but I also gave them a fallback film in case they were too cowardly to face Ernest P. Worrell. You'll have to watch their video to see the measure of their mettle. All jokes aside, Kai is a wonderful essayist, and if you'd like to see them engage with the tremendously unsettling content of Midsommar, please give their video a watch.